Are we live?
We don't know how to do live.
We're live. We're just waiting for it to show up on the screen so that we know that we're live.
So we're delayed.
It hasn't
bear
showed
with
up,
us.
It hasn't showed up on here yet either. Oh, we're here.
There we go.
Look, that's us.
We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 52 of the Slightly Serious Sign podcast. This is our second live podcast, and this is the 1 year anniversary. 52 weeks in, we've done it. So,
Was it snowing last time we did it?
it was in August.
Oh, okay.
We did it halfway through, dude, not in the beginning.
It was 6 months ago. So,
No, I'm talking about a year ago.
a year ago when we started,
Was it snowing like it is snowing
we didn't
now?
have a bad year last year. Remember, it was almost no snow, no cold.
Weak.
Okay, who's this
Hey, Craig
dedicated
beat us
to?
to the punch.
Hey, so go ahead, Tyler. Well, we got to say happy birthday to Judy. It was her birthday yesterday.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure how old she is. Somewhere in the upper realm.
30s.
I said 39 and you said times 2.
Yeah, probably.
Well, there you go.
So I just so you guys know, her birthday was yesterday. She reminded me on Friday of her birthday. And then yesterday, this is the text I got from her. And I'm just going to read this to you. At 3:37 yesterday. How long should I wait before I write you out of my life? So I responded with, there's no special days around here. And then I wrote, go to Facebook. I had AI create a photo. I guess that's what people usually look like at your age. And then she wrote, you just put that on. I think it's flattering. Wish I looked that good. I said, I put an old white lady with short hair that drives a Subaru.
She says be careful.
She's delayed.
She's delayed. Yeah, we can't.
too late.
We don't even know what we said when you said that. So anyways, yeah.
Happy birthday, Judy.
Happy birthday, Judy.
That's what we're waiting for.
I told Domingo and Bob about your birthday, but they said they weren't going to say happy birthday on your birthday for whatever reason.
We wanted to do it live.
Yeah. We're doing it live. Good morning from Portugal. Wow, we are worldwide.
Nice.
Oh, it's Rita.
Hey, Rita.
Hello, everybody. Lots of people in the chat. We appreciate you guys all being here. So, we have like a decent amount of questions to go through. If you have questions you want entered, you can type them into the chat. We'll go through those as well. The first thing we wanted to bring up, because it just happened, is the Parker Lord situation that happened last week, the week before, 2 weeks ago. Does anyone know?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So one of their factories had a fire and their production is pretty much shut down. So what we've been talking about on the podcast for the last year, I could say last year,
Yep.
is having choices. And this is kind of one of the reasons why. So a lot of our competitors in the space only had one option, right? They were only selling Lord is a good example.
406 Lord.
And currently you can't get it. So now they're all scrambling. But before any of that happened, we already had two other options available.
Yeah, we have Parsons 742, and we also have Well Done 46C or 45. So we do have some options for you available.
So for those of you looking, we already have those in stock. So Lord already had some issues getting us stock. It was already a little bit slow. So we've been looking at other options for a while now. So the first question we got was, what's the alternative to 40619? And we wanted to address that because obviously it just happened. So some of you are going to run into that. And we wanted you guys to know.
So if you're looking for guns, tips, any of that stuff, we have it in inventory at all branches. So ready to rock and roll.
And then going on to
we
the
did
next
not start
question.
the fire there.
That's why I was wondering, like, were they trying to ramp up production? What happened?
Dude, what is it? Ryan
It only
started.
It only took a year. No, I'm joking.
So then on to the next question. It's submitted by, I'm going to say anonymous. Anonymous. Somebody asked, who is more important to Wensco, Judy or Mike? Anonymous.
Judy probably sent that question in.
Could have been said by
Judy
anybody.
probably sent that question in.
I'm going to answer that to say both, in my honest opinion.
Domingo's he's trying to also get a raise and not get fired simultaneously.
That's a political answer if I ever heard one.
Well,
That's
we're in the political season, right? It already passed.
It's
so.
like the joke we've been making about our CRM. We're working on it. You guys have just said the same response for 6 weeks. That's Domingo's response. Both of you.
Yep.
Depends who asked. That's what he meant.
Well,
oh, It looks like we're not selling France anymore.
He said, Judy.
I think that'll be off the shelf by the end of the day. Well, we'll be having a sale.
We have discontinued sale.
All right.
Anyways, that was the question submitted by Anonymous.
That was a good question, but got to be careful.
Yeah. The next question, we're going to try and go through a bunch of the non-serious questions first and then get into the more serious questions. So the second question is, does the varsity jacket still fit? So if you've been watching
Oh, that's right.
I don't even think he's in here, so he's not going to see it. He'll have to watch this later, but, I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Try it on.
But back here, when we record the other podcast, there's another camera over there that we use that shoots this way, and there's a varsity jacket in the background. And someone asked if it still fits him. So we figured I would ask him live, and you could see if it actually fits.
I can tell you mine will not fit.
What I was trying to, you're too tall. You got to squat down so people can see you.
There you go. Looks like it fits.
So there's your answer. Apparently it fits.
So in other words, you're a big boy when in high school.
No, he had it. They bought him an XX extra large in high school. He was extra small at the time, but they figured, he'll grow into it.
Yeah, mine's not going to fit. I have mine too. My son can fit in mine.
Hey, so that varsity jacket, yes, when that was bought for me, I didn't weigh 100 pounds. They just assumed I was going to get that. My brother was much bigger than me, so they probably assumed I was going to get that big, but I actually didn't really fit into that jacket till well after high school.
This year. It took a few years to get there.
It took a few years to get there.
All right. Did I have any other non-serious questions? Does anyone in the chat have any non-serious questions to ask before I get into the...
I got one.
Oh, great. Okay.
So you guys ready for this?
No.
So I just was talking to someone, and it was questions to like break the ice or whatever questions. So the question is, if you were a car, what kind of car would you be?
Here's the question. Is it what kind of car do I want to be, or what kind of car do I think I am currently?
What kind of car do you well, either one. Go ahead. Let me answer for Domingo.
Oh.
Have you guys seen Uncle Drew, that movie?
Nope.
No.
Anybody seen Uncle Drew? They have that van on Uncle Drew. Domingo's that van on Uncle Drew. I mean, it fits you perfectly. That's you.
I don't know what that van looks like. Is it a 70s? It's got
it's like an orange.
It doesn't say free candy on the back, does it?
No, it's on the side.
It's on the side. It's on the side. Yep. And Tyler, I don't know what kind of car you'd be. I didn't really think about this one very well.
I pictured myself as the
Hugo.
I picture myself as the guy that the little car that changes the tire in the Cars movie. That's what I feel like.
Oh, Luigi.
I'm running around 1,000 miles an hour and simultaneously feel like I'm getting nothing done at the same time. That's what it feels like. But I don't have an answer.
So you don't have an answer for what kind of car you think you are?
No.
You want to know how I answered? I said, I'm like a 1982 Firebird with T-tops with the freaking music turned all the way up. That's how I live my life. Just roll. And they said, nope, you're really... And this was pretty mean, but I'm going to say it anyways. They said back to me, they said, no, you're like that 1-ton diesel with dualies on the back. He said, but you only have 2-wheel drive because you think you can get through anything and then you always get stuck.
You know how funny it is, the idea of having 2-wheel drive and a dually? Like, you're just like, it's actually only one side powered. That's it. There's not even any on the other side.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I never thought of that question. Don't know.
I don't have a good answer.
Apparently I'm a Cheech and Chong van is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I don't do that stuff, but whatever.
Anyways.
All right.
So to get into the question, this is a question that was asked a while ago, and we said we would kind of start the live with it. So when someone asked this question, I think there's been changes since they asked the question, but what changes in the sign industry do you see happening in 2025?
You're going to see, it might not be in 2025, but I think you're going to see very soon big changes where people are going to start really getting competitive again in different markets. You're going to see, I think you're going to see a lot of us other distributors open up in different areas where they're void. There's a lot of voids right now, a lot of voids, where I said before in a podcast, it makes us very easy to open up when there's a big void, when there's only one option. But I think it's going to take till the end of the year till those people that only have one option realize, man, this sucks. And then you open up. You wait till it sucks. I don't want to say you do that to the customers, but you almost do. And you wait till it's like, it's so bad. Then you walk in, you're the hero, right?
I said 2025 is going to be a very interesting year to find out. We got, all these increases in pricing that's happening. It's going to happen. Adhesives is going up, pricing, PVCs, everything is really going up. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see what I'm hoping that these smaller shops will stay in business. But I got a feeling that it could cause a bad ripple with them not being able to afford those kind of things. And I think that it's going to be interesting, 2025.
For the people that are watching and not listening, we're laughing because somebody asked in the chat, is Michael trying to hide his eyebrows with his hat?
Yeah, look at him. I don't know if you can see him, but he definitely needs to cut those babies.
This is definitely eyebrow season.
Even if the answer is yes, it's not working.
Did you see the Super Bowl commercial where the eyebrows, I can't remember, is it Levitt, where his eyebrows fly away? That's about what is happening right here. They're about to fly away.
Oh, I know the commercial you're talking about.
It's serious eyebrow season right now.
But anyways, I think what we're seeing right now, at least when we just did the Fast Sign show a couple weeks ago, what we noticed is there's a lot of limited options in the market. It's kind of what we started with the Parker Lord thing, yep. Right? But we're getting customers that just only have one option in the market, and that option is kind of constraining them. So another question, we'll just go to it now because I'll feed right into it. But a question we have is, let's see, where's this at? I don't see it. Oh, are your quantity buys changing similar to competitors in the market? So we got this question because we have a specific competitor that is now only allowing you to buy foam products, so Gator foam, foam core, that kind of stuff, in box quantity. And then they also changed it on like metal real estate frames. You can only buy them.
They're changing
packs.
A lot of things from what we're seeing is that you have to buy either a case quantity, box quantity, or even a skid quantity on products. So somebody that's looking for a 4x8 sheet of Gator foam, let's just say, I only need one sheet. There are a competitor is saying, no, you need to buy 12. Not just one, 12.
Yeah, and I understand it. I understand why. We have the exact same rules when it comes to transferring between branches, because you want to transfer a full box, and if you don't have it in stock in your local place, and they're transferring it from a hub, you want to transfer the full box, and then you don't want to end up with partials. And you don't want to end up with partials in your branch, so you sell the whole batch. But you're going to see it happen across the board. We called it a long time ago, and now everything we called is starting to happen. Like,
even
you're getting people that,
even faster than we originally said it was going to happen. We're just seeing people with big delivery fees to move, a couple sheets. They're talking like $150+ just to get one sheet delivered. And then, just limitations and options out there because
I had a customer call me saying, I need one real estate sign. And I'm like, we can sell it to you. Well, I don't want to order it from X because I got to get two. It's like, I get it. I get it.
And that's where you said about the smaller shops. The smaller shops hurt in this because you can't grow when the distributors aren't holding your inventory. You have to hold your own inventory. And we've seen this. I mean, we talk to people at Fast Signs, and it's some of the places I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Only to a certain point though. Like, okay, well, you were buying from them. They bought your competitor, and now they changed the rules on you. And we all said they're going to change the rules on you.
Yeah.
So we know of a competitor. Every sheet they buy, they have to pay $175 freight when they used to be able to get local delivery.
Yep.
So they're screwed, and it takes a week to get. Like, you're never going to compete nationally anymore.
It's 5 days to get anything.
So we all said it's going to happen, and it's, you let it fail, you let it fail, you let it fail, you let it fail. Then you walk into town, and you're the knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
And that's really what's going to happen on some of these. So.
Yeah, it's interesting because, one, we said it's happening. So the people that, were buying from, like that example, the example of the customer we're talking about, they were buying from Denko at the time. And then they basically lost Denko and only had one other option. And now that option is increasing freight, right? That is a situation that's bad. But we talked about a Facebook comment from a few weeks ago where somebody said when the GSG acquisition went through and everybody was like mad about it, right? And then one of the guys commented and was like, you guys are all mad, but obviously you guys are buying from them because they have the money to make this purchase, right?
Yeah,
so this is what's happening is everyone's mad that it keeps happening, but they keep doing it, right? I mean, and even Tony in our meeting last week, we talked about this, like we're in the same boat, right? Where I keep telling myself, don't order from Amazon. And then Amazon shows up at my house, tomorrow. So like, we understand, like it's super convenient to have somebody like that, but you just have to know what kind of spot you're putting yourself in. If that's the only option you're using and then the other option goes out of business and they increase your prices, that's kind of what you're going to see.
Yeah. So that's the next step is increasing pricing because we're already seeing it now. Yeah.
So along those lines, the next question I had on this is, this is obviously submitted a while ago. You're going to understand this by the question, was what's on Wensco's Christmas list for 2025? More vendors, more locations, ? And this is from Calvin Rollison. So how I can start with this is we just signed up 2 new vendors.
So more options, baby. So more options, give you more options.
So obviously we're running into spots where there was products that GSG specifically was selling that the concern is that that Grimco will not sell, which that may not be the case. Who knows? But we want to make sure at least you're going to have 2 options now, where before maybe you really only did have one. So we just signed up Ultraflex a couple weeks ago. So
and inventory's in transit right now to all the locations. So hopefully we'll have that stocked up for you. So if you have make sure you get with your sales rep, because we've always asked that if you are looking for a product that you need to have that you're consistently using, by all means, we will stock it for you. We just need to know what that product is. But again, that inventory is going to be ordered here and hopefully get to all the branches, and hopefully you can start getting that Ultraflex product immediately. So,
and then we also recently signed up. I blanked on the name. Metamark. Thank you.
Metamark is huge.
Metamark, we just signed up. So obviously they're huge on the Europe side of things, trying to get into the US market. But they have definitely some interesting products. So we just signed them up. And I've definitely gotten questions already from customers that are like, seems kind of excessive, doesn't it, to have all these many vinyl options? But there's a fit in every market, right? And some people really dislike certain options out in the market. So we're really just trying to make sure if you're looking for it, we're going to have it. That is literally our job. Tony added, Domingo looks like he needs a sandwich is what he said on there. So
how'd you know?
Yeah. Can you see if Uber will deliver him one real quick?
Hey, why don't you order one for me there, big boy?
Eric in the chat, I wanted to address this before we get too far. He says, how do you guys feel about some sort of coalition regional sign supply across the U.S.? It feels like there could be some interesting opportunity with the continued rise of national distributors.
That's
distributors.
That's a touchy, because you run into antitrust laws and that kind of stuff. So that's a very touchy issue. There's ways to have a buying consortium and stuff like that, but yeah, that's a touchy subject. Obviously, and if you didn't have any antitrust laws, if the rules weren't the way the rules are, we just may say us against them. But you can't really do that in the United States for the most part. You can't just like, oh, let's all get together and let's just put it on this person. We can't do that. That's illegal.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've had people ask us about it, so it's a good question.
But we might do that against France.
He hasn't said anything since he just went away. Yeah. We were too mean to him.
I did get a question in reference to Metamark, and the question was, is there other distributors going to be carrying the product? And it's very limited. So I just want you to be aware of that. We will be one of the ones in the Midwest, and there are some other ones down south and east and west, but there is definitely going to be a limited distribution for Metamark products.
The country. That's awesome. Yeah, the country is what he meant. Yeah, that's what we meant. Yeah. We weren't talking about any products in specific. Yeah. The country. Okay, another question that was submitted. I should have asked this at the beginning, but what did you each want to be when you were growing up? And Eva at Yuko Signs asked this question, so thanks for the question.
I was told that I should have been a psychiatrist because everybody would come to me with the problems and ask for my advice. I never took that to heart, but I've always answered the, friends or whatever they're in a situation. I would help them out, say, hey, this is what you should do. But I never looked into that really.
Go ahead, Tyler. You can go next.
I was going to say, do you remember what I wrote on that paper? I just saw this the other day because we were going through my paper.
Phone repair guy?
No, it's worse. It's worse.
He wants to be a worker at Burger King.
Yep, that's what it was. It was I think it was like a kindergarten paper. They said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wrote, I want to work at Burger King is what I wrote. That was everyone else probably wrote like astronaut, doctor.
Yeah,
I got to grab something.
Burger King, dude. I said I wanted to work at Burger King. So
BK Lounge, huh?
I never made it. And now the Burger King in our hometown closed. So
yeah, I know.
I'm
what
really running out of choices here.
Hey, I worked the first day at that Burger King too. When I don't know how old I was.
You should have tried a little harder because that place was
It was great when I was there.
I don't know if I believe him or not.
So what I wanted to be when I grew up, people probably can't read this, but like the HR guy brought this to me from my file. It says, it's dated 8/19/04. It said, my last day at Wensco will be September 24, 2004. Thanks, Mike Hall. So obviously I didn't want to work at Wensco. I mean, that wasn't in my plans or my goal or anything. So I don't know if I ever had plans of like what I wanted to be when I grow up. I don't think I ever did. Like, I was just like, I was just winging it. So kind of wanted to run restaurants and I didn't want to run the warehouses, but I felt sorry for Judy. So I'm still here.
Yeah. Well, we said this on like episode 1 or 2, I think, or maybe it was the family episode about I was the last one to come here. And I was telling someone this story when they asked me, they're like, were you really the last of your brothers to come here? I'd be like, yes. So what's even worse than that is I had 12 jobs before I came here. And that was over the course of 5 years, maybe. It was like a lot. Well, I did have 2. I had multiples at a time too, so that didn't help. And I moved twice. So that doesn't help either. But so yeah, same thing.
I think you're a bad employee is what it sounds like.
I had no idea what I wanted to do. No, I never got fired. I got rehired twice actually, which would imply the opposite. I just was like, hey, I know I left, but like, can I come back? I haven't done that at Wensco yet. So
yeah, I think you get 1 mulligan here, isn't it? Or some people get 3.
Got more.
You get 2 or 3.
Yeah,
you want to come back?
Yep.
Come on back.
Yeah.
We just keep letting him come back. So anyways, the answer is I don't know. And Domingo wanted to be a psychiatrist. So if you guys have unsign related questions, just personal questions for Domingo, his cell phone number is 616.
Goes right to voicemail.
Eva submitted a few questions, so I'll go on to the next one. So we answered this, I think, on the last live, but we'll do it again to see if anything has changed because she did add a part. What's your favorite thing about the sign industry? Okay, we already did this one.
Yep.
Next question was, what's your least favorite?
Both the same answer. It's the exact same answer.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the customers.
Yep.
Like some are awesome, some are terrible. Like if we didn't have customers, man, this industry would be so much better.
Just like a couple. You need to really limit it down.
No, I'm thinking like if we didn't have to deal with customers at all, this industry would be way better.
All we had to do was drive product around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier. No, yeah, for sure. I mean, the people's huge. Like the shows are great because it's such a different group every time you do a show. But yeah, what's my least favorite? I don't know.
My least favorite is not getting stuff done when you need to get it done.
You know,
Mike wanted to be a pain in the butt and he achieved it. That's what Judy said for what he wanted to be when he grows up. Success. Check that box.
That's really nice. Check. Can I change my answer for what's the least favorite then?
No. Nope. It's written in stone. Okay, another question for her. Over the years, it seems like smaller sign shops have shut down or sold due to owners retiring. From the supplier's perspective, does it seem like the industry is growing or shrinking in terms of sign companies and business?
I think it's a nature of business. I think it just cycles. like all businesses cycle. You do end up with like, at least, our side of it, and the science probably the same way, where it went from an art to the computer. And when it went to the computer, a lot of people opened up. Well, those people when it just went to the computer are now at retirement age.
Yeah.
So like the industry, when it comes to printing, applying graphics is not that old. So the people that started that with those Gerber bees with Domingo are now at retirement age. And
I'm retired. See ya.
And the next generation might not want it. So you're at that generation gap right now in sign industries where they're selling or they're leaving.
Well, I find it very interesting because I know a couple of friends that do small crafts, and they are now looking, what else can I do? And it's like, I think those are the people that are taking the next steps to what they really need to do is they need to educate themselves on bigger printers, other products. What can I do with the product? What do I need? I'm not saying that these people can automatically wrap a car. I'm just saying that take other steps to open up their box of what they're doing now. Look at a DTAF machine. Look at a DTG machine. Do shirts instead of just cutting vinyl. I think those are the opportunities of the next generation that could easily step in because they already are doing some of that. They just need to be more educated in that product or what those machines can really do.
Yeah.
If they go to a show, I think it would open up their eyes.
Yeah. I mean, 2 examples of this. So we just attended the Fast Sign show, right? And they're having more locations open than before, right? They just keep setting highs, which means that more people are coming into this business. Are more people leaving at the same time? That's definitely a possibility for sure. I think there's definitely, like you said, there's an age gap where there's some younger, hungry shops that are just coming around and just acquiring other shops. And it's not because they're like buying them out. It's because those shops just want to retire. And they're like, you want to retire? I'd love to keep doing your business. So I don't see necessarily as many people coming in and just taking over an existing business. I see a lot of bigger shops just gobbling up the smaller ones when they're ready to be done. So are more coming in for as many as are leaving? I don't know. It feels like we have just as many customers as always though. So,
well, I know that there are shops out there right now. In fact, I know one, I'll say it. Can I say it or no?
Sure.
Wild Bill. I mean, Wild Bill is 80 something years old. He's still doing stuff, but now his son's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's helping out and the daughter. And I mean, it's just,
Yuko's the same way.
It's that generation just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yuko's the same thing.
Yeah. And I mean, and then on the wrap side of things, what I'm seeing for sure now with the shows specifically is that we had this original group that came in, right? And they've grown the business to where it is now. And there's nobody in between them and this next group of people, right? So like in terms of the people that are up and coming, there's a couple of them in there, but it's not even like a concrete list, right? It's like, this is the original group and that's all anyone ever seems to look at. And I think there's a lot of people, closer to my age that are looking at this like, hey, there's an opportunity here, right? There's a lot of these people that are going to be exiting the business and there's going to be voids left where people need to step in and fill those gaps. So I think people are willing to do it. I think the sign industry is growing, so more money is coming into it. So that certainly helps. But I think it's probably, if it's not, I don't think it's shrinking.
No, I think on that same note, I've seen this a lot lately. When I've been in shops, the generations that are changing is you had this generation that saved everything. Like you have that, like every scrap, every extra piece of wire, every half stick of neon, every paintbrush they ever used is all saved. And you have this next generation going like, Dad, you going to leave so I can throw some of this crap out? And there's a lot of shops that are in that spot right now where it's like, Dad, you got to go, man. I got to throw out all this stuff. Or when, he starts going part-time, they're throwing a little bit at a time. And then, and then Dad comes in, where's that? You could have used that piece, see? Like, and it's been saved since 1973.
Yeah.
So that's what you see. And it's funny. It's funny to watch the dynamic. So,
all right, I have one last question from Eva, then we'll address Tony's question, and I have a question actually just in regards to that too, so that kind of works out. So this one I think is the most important question that we're going to ask today. If this podcast gains views and you guys become famous, will you still keep your jobs at Wensco?
No. I mean, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
How am I supposed to have any content if I don't work here?
Yeah.
I have nothing to talk about.
Listen,
No,
I think we could do it without Wensco.
That's not me talking, Judy.
Ask Judy to sponsor us. I don't have enough money.
No, I would continue working here. I love it.
I just keep waiting to get my...
Listen, I don't think we're going to become famous.
No.
We suck at this.
Hey, we had like 27 people watching when we started this thing. That's like 10 more than last time. So improvement.
Well, hey, see what happens.
I still haven't seen Don Long in here. He probably doesn't know how to put comments.
I still haven't... Oh, he knows how to leave comments. Judy said, nice. Is that a yes, Judy? You're going to sponsor our secondary podcast?
Oh, we're traveling? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, traveling.
The even less slightly serious
Hey,
podcast?
speaking of which, we need a spot at ISA to be able to do a few podcasts. So anybody that might be listening that has like a room or a spot in their booth or something, we need a spot to do 4. We got 4 scheduled. 4 podcasts scheduled at ISA. So anybody that's listening that has space, or if you hear this later and you have space, get in contact with Tyler so we can have some space. Really, we're just trying to get away from Judy for 4 or 5 hours during the show. So I try to get Tyler to schedule like all
Judy,
day
I
so
don't
she can
agree
walk
with
her
him.
own show.
I don't agree with him. Anything for you, Tyler, Judy said. See, that's what I'm talking about. He said, I'm just bored. Well, Scott, it's not very nice.
Well, that's because you can't see the top comments. Stand up a little bit more. Stand on your tippy toes.
You made that joke about Domingo earlier. Great background noise. I don't know what he's talking about, but anyways. Okay, so Tony asked, I'll read his question, then I'll read the question that got submitted. So can you share a bit about...
He's saying we're just background noise. Come on, Scott.
Oh, that makes sense. Can you share a bit about what Wensco is doing in anticipation for impending potential tariffs in order to help our customers out? So a question that I got submitted, and this was actually Dan over that helps run the Signorama group. He sent this to me and said, hey, can you guys help answer this question? And they said, as these tariffs have impacted material costs and we need to adjust our prices accordingly. However, we want to ensure our prices remain competitive, aligned with Signorama pricing and ecosystems, neither under or overpricing. Can you provide any insight or recommendations on this matter? And he just said, can you help with this question? Dan, Signorama.
So what we did with as much stuff as we could, we obviously bought up.
Yeah, we bought up.
Just spend, and then we would probably still raise our price at the same time so we could make extra money and hose everybody.
Pay for the new studio.
Pay for the new studio and stuff. But no, we just bought up because if you don't know, you know what the price is right now. So we bought up, we filled our barn, we filled up a lot of our warehouses. We got some warehouse guys complaining across our company that we filled their warehouses, but it's all stuff that's not going to go bad. That's going to sit there anyways. And we didn't know what the tariffs are going to be. So we want to keep our prices even with everybody else as best we can. So yeah, we just bought up as much as you can. That's all you really can do. And as a sign shop, you could do the same thing, I guess, and just get ahead of it if you think it's going to happen or you think prices come up.
Well, prices are going to come up.
Yeah.
I mean, manufacturers right now are already raising 3%, 5%, whatever, because there's a lot of plastics, aluminum, all that stuff is going up. So there may be a small increase, but hopefully, we can keep it level so that people can still buy.
And what I said to him is what you have to be aware of is we're not just like sitting on our hands waiting for the tariffs to show up here, right? So for products that we can find alternate sources for that aren't, in any of the regions that are worried about tariffs coming in, we're looking at all those options, right? So I said, if you're a customer, what this is going to mean in like 3 to 4 months when all these tariffs actually come through is if you've been buying the same product forever, especially if it's any private label from anyone, including ours or a competitor, it may be time to look at another solution, right? I mean, we had General Formulations on a few episodes ago to talk about this because their products are made here, right? So even if all the tariffs hit, right, maybe like a component of a component of a component is coming from a place where tariffs are going to hit, but we're going to see super minimal changes from them. That's what I expect, at least. And on some of the other products, you may see big tariffs because the whole thing is coming from, anything coming out of China is probably going to be significantly impacted. So if you've been buying the same product and you start seeing the price creep up, it's time to shop around, right? We can't switch you from the product if you don't ask us about it. So as you see those prices come in, even if it's on our side of things, we may try and get we may try and get some more options available for you. So on our side as well. So if you run into an issue from someone else or from us where prices are going up, just reach out and ask, because that's the only way we're going to be able to.
That's the best thing is
help you.
to ask. I mean, you have to ask your sales rep, what can you do? Can we help you out? I mean, we're here to not to also win your business, but we want to be there as a source for you. So if there's other products that you're having trouble getting, by all means, get with one of your Wensco sales reps, and hopefully we can do something, maybe bring in the product for you. Again, as we said earlier, and that's Wensco.com.
Good job, Domingo. His eyebrows. Okay, question. What is the name there? I can't read it.
Hamster God 42
says, what is bigger, Mike's arms or his ego?
Listen,
Scott responded his eyebrows, and Judy responded ego by far.
Listen, can you even take someone serious that their name's Hamster God? I mean, serious. What's Hamster God? But
42, he has 42 hamsters? I'm not sure.
Probably don't even have cages for them to run around the house. Those are mice.
Anyways, those are the answers. You got them in the chat. We didn't have to address them, so I appreciate you guys helping out there.
What? I've been working on my arms, though.
Yeah, we know. You tell us all about it.
Every day.
Send us pictures.
Every day. Why
don't you come to the gym then once in a while?
You go to the gym way too far away. You should go to the closer one.
I'll come over here.
If you, I'm telling you, just get one at MVP and then I'll be forced to do it. I just don't want to pay
I can't
for
afford to go to MVP.
Oh, you erased it. He said only in prison.
I still haven't seen Don Long. I'm just waiting for him to show up.
What's going on with Don? Did he get the email?
I don't know.
He texted me on how to look on the live. He called me earlier.
Hey, the other thing I want to wait. Did we?
You can't put Don on live.
Did we upload the extra episode?
Not yet.
Okay. Domingo and I recorded a bonus episode, so I wanted to plug this here. So if you guys it's like the bottom right hand corner, it says subscribe. So you should do that first. But then there's join and you can become a member. Domingo and I recorded a bonus episode. The joke was that we only sent it to Don because he's currently the only member, but we'd appreciate if you guys joined because we were trying to set up a new podcast studio and it's expensive. So
I don't care how expensive it is. Just spend the money. Ain't mine. Spend it. Drain the tank.
Tristan asked in the chat, is Domingo sitting on a booster seat or are you guys sitting on the floor?
Right, his chair must be higher than mine or something.
You don't look.
Do I need a booster seat?
You don't look that much shorter than us.
All right, what's the next question? Let's get moving.
Okay,
here. I got places to go.
You don't have anywhere to go. All right, Dustin David over at Vanguard, 2-time podcast guest, so appreciate that.
Two-timer.
2-time. He said, what are the most unique applications for flatbed printing you guys have seen over the last couple of years?
I'm going to say, I think the cornroll boards are, I think that was just, it blew my mind what they were doing with those boards. I mean, just the graphics alone. I mean, customizing graphics on those cornhole boards was pretty unique to me. And I would probably say the next one would be that there's glass, printing on glass. Customizing, there's a lot of houses that are being customizable right now with different Dynoc stuff, all that. I saw cabinets that were done in Dynoc, and it just blew my mind. I mean, how the heck did they do it?
Yeah, because it looks so normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of different applications that are coming around, but on a flatbed, I say I saw some unique glass, I would say projects for houses that were done. What do we got here?
Fire Sprint. I appreciate you being here. You didn't submit, last time you submitted like 20 questions. I was just waiting to get them all. Fire Sprint said, I just spoke to Don Father. He said he's on the road and trying to find a stop. He asked me to ask you when you're opening Wisconsin and Nebraska. Nebraska is so far away.
Wisconsin? Interesting.
It's funny because I did just talk to a Fast Signs that's there too, and they were running into the same issues that we talked about earlier. So we know that there's not very many options.
We know that
over
there's
there.
a lot of opportunities for Wensco to grow, and we are looking at them closely, I would say.
Too many projects.
I agree.
Yeah, I want to do too many projects. I know how that goes. Yeah, I should have plugged this at the beginning too, but if you guys are listening, you're in Indy or Louisville, open houses this week, Thursday in Louisville, Friday in Indy. So to say that, yeah, there's a lot going on here too. We got equipment move, stuff that's being printed, applied, ready to get shipped out this week. And yeah, we'll be there at the end of the week. So Nebraska's not for everyone. He also asked about St. Louis. Oh, dude, I would love to be open in St. Louis.
Yeah.
As close to a certain address as I possibly can get to.
That would be awesome.
You know, like the, what's the Calvin bumper sticker? That's what I picture when he says, would you like to open in St. Louis? That's all I'll say. Open house raffles. Oh, he wants me to plug the open house raffles. We have these sweet Yeti coolers. So we've given away Yeti coolers before, but we have custom printed ones that we're giving away this year and Blackstones. So if you're in Indy and Louisville, RSVP on the website and you can be entered to win those. So
I can tell you right now, you definitely, if you haven't been to one of the open houses for Wensco, you should attend these. We have 40 vendors, 35,
assuming that's what you're looking
35 to 40 vendors that are going to be there. And these are all big, even Ultraflex will be there, Metamark, 3M, Arlon, Avery, Roll. Everybody's going to be there. You're going to
get everybody ticked that you didn't name.
Well, you know what? Good. Tell them, put it on the list.
Oh, and free lunch. I don't even know what the lunch is. That's what's even funnier about it.
Do we even have lunch? Did you check on that?
Oh, we definitely have lunch.
It better not be a cold lunch.
Cold beef catering.
Yeah.
Cold beef catering.
Cold beef catering.
Yeah, if anyone owns a catering company and you can serve just cold hot dogs and hamburgers, Detroit said they're looking for somebody for their open house. So,
oh, geez.
I'll just keep going through the chat. What is going to be the hottest new product for the sign industry in 2025? Calvin, hey, we asked your question earlier too. Asked, what do you guys think?
I don't think there is like a hottest new product. I mean, Calvin would want us to say base of paint. That's what he would like the answer to be.
That was a free plug.
I don't know what the next hottest new product is.
Epson. You forgot Epson. You got him. Already got him.
Yeah, come on.
I'm glad you're here.
So
Domingo just keeps forgetting people. It's out of control.
I think what has to happen in the sign industry is everybody's got to turn back to these name brands, and we're going to stick with these name brands, like the big brands. You know, it's the Epsons, it's Roland, it's Avery, it's 3M, it's Arlon, it's Sintra. It's all these name brands that are going to be around forever that people are going away from. So
I think, in my view, I think there's going to be, I think there's a lot of opportunity.
Hot, he said.
I think there's a lot of opportunity for sign shops to go to different vertical markets that they're not used to. And we have talked about, architectural films inside. A lot of people are not doing it. I mean, there are a lot of companies out there, but there's a need for privacy films. There's a need for reflectivity. There's a lot of things that I think sign shops are just not. They don't want to do it. They don't want to learn how to do it. But I think there's opportunity for growth there if they really wanted it.
Oh. Don is screaming Laminacore through my speaker. And Scott wants us to say France. France will be at the open house.
Okay, France will be there.
The country.
Where's the list?
They'll be at
where's
France,
the list?
The country will be at the open house.
Where's the list?
Would you like me to read it to you?
Let's read the list.
There's
Go ahead.
40 of them. There's a lot.
Do it now.
Go fast, too.
Do it fast.
Okay, hold.
Do it.
You're going to have to give me a second. You guys have to keep talking.
You don't have it memorized?
I don't understand why you don't
40?
have that. I don't understand why you don't have that on a live podcast.
So listen, back in my restaurant days, just a while ago.
Which one? Chili dogs?
No, back in like the bar restaurant days, I used to have the waitresses.
Boom,
one of the things
there.
they had to do was rattle off beers on tap. So if you ask, they could rattle them all in a minute. So you weren't guessing. It was just, you rattled them. That's what you should be able to do with the vendors.
Okay.
You should be able to just rattle.
Before I say the vendor
job
list,
to-
can I just tell the story about the drink list from the Fast Sign Show that you guys made me order?
The what?
The drink you made me order at the Fast Sign Show.
Shirley Temple?
I can't remember what I
The whiskey sour that I ordered. And I asked her what.
Yes. This is as funny as it gets. I'm going to tell the story.
Company time.
So yeah,
No, we were done
during the show.
7 p.m.
Tyler ordered
during the show.
Tyler ordered a whiskey sour, and she said, she said, "What whiskey?" Tyler said, "What whiskey do you got?" And she went, "Woodford." What was the other one?
1792.
1792. Say another one, and then I'll say mine.
What was the other one? Anyways, and
what's the one? Bullet. And then she said Fireball. And I had to stop her. I'm like, did you just say Fireball?
Everyone at the table laughed when she said it out loud. Like she was clearly just reading the list. Like, here's the whiskeys that we have.
And so Tyler ordered a Fireball whiskey sour.
So I said I had to order one because she offered it as an option.
I wasn't drinking because we were on the clock, but Tyler apparently didn't care.
He said at the show. Judy, that's not true. Don't listen to him. Okay, I'll read the list. Here's everyone that's going to be at the open house. I'll read the Louisville list because there's one extra on here. Avery Dennison. I didn't have Avery Dennison written on there, but that's what it is.
Well,
Matthews Paint, Cell, Illuminate, Arlon, Vanguard, Nakusa, G2G, 3M, FTC, Plascolite, Current, General Formulations, Laminacore, Plasticade, Allenson, MacTech, SignComp, Onyx, Metamark, Laminators, Ultraflex, France Lighting Solutions, Transferite, Onyx, Contravision, Colex, Gerber, Geneva Capital, Magnum Magnetics, Fastnap, King Plastic, Specialty Machinery, Budnick, Roland, Muto, Epson, Graphtec, GFP, Callis, Safety Speed. Boom.
So obviously probably more vendors than they have at the Fast Sign Show for sure.
Yes.
Oh, so there's a question up there. What's our ROI on the Fast Sign Show? 0. We just were there for a good time on Judy.
He asked me that when I was at the show.
So those are hard to tell because you're really doing it. It's a pay to play type thing.
Yeah.
So
we just wanted to be there.
We just wanted to be there. Yeah. No. And really the funniest thing that happened at the show, I don't know if I should say it or not. I can say it. Sure. Was someone stopping by our booth to pick up stickers. That's from one of our competitors. And he's like, "Can I get some of these stickers?" I said, "Yep, sure can." So it was, if you saw the sticker and you saw who it was one of the funniest things. If you can just imagine having one of your competitors stop by and get one of your anti-competitor stickers off your desk. It was pretty funny.
A question we missed. It's already off the screen because it's going so fast. There's another one in there, same guy too. So I'll address both of them. I don't know how to say your name. Jardane asked, "Will Wensco ever get into FDM 3D printing? Would love to have a local place to get filament from." So I wanted to address this because there's probably, we've had a conversation about a few dozen products, right, that are close to our market that we could get them from. Like aluminum is a big one, right? Like we already buy from all these places that make aluminum, and there's a billion aluminum products that are super hard to get locally. And we're like, we could probably do it. The problem is you should see what our warehouse looks like now. Like he made a joke that the warehouse guys are complaining. So we have a second building here in the back, and they took out the middle racking so that we could stack the skids because we couldn't, 3 high wasn't enough. We needed to go like 6 high. So we have a whole row of skids that are stacked like 6 high in the middle. So that to say, probably not would be my guess, but it's never out of the question. And then what was the other one?
The 3D.
Printing reflective and foils are not easy to print on roll-in because they can't read crop marks on them. Yeah, so there's a few tricks for that. So if you have one that has white, then it's an easy solution. You can just print white around the crop mark and do it from there. Otherwise, yeah, there's a few tricks that we can work through on those ones, but it can be a little difficult especially on the new ones because they have the laser sensors.
Yep.
It doesn't want to read reflective crop marks very well, but get with our tech department. It's a little too long to explain on the podcast, and they can walk you through it.
There's a way to do it.
We've done it a few times. And it works pretty well. So, I have to go back to my questions now. You guys made me open like 14 tabs now. Tariffs. That was the other one. We already did that. So Don Long, since we've been talking about him, this is the question that he submitted.
Great. Here we go.
It was pretty good. When will vendors or others like them forgo distribution, open their own stores or Amazon?
If something doesn't change, vendors are going to have to do it.
They're going to do it.
They're going to do it. They're going to have to do it just because of how our market's changed. It's a matter of who does it first. I think once one jumps, and if they don't take a big backlash, and others are going to jump. But I think it would jump back. I think it's not what they want to do. I mean, you have a little bit of that and some other vendors already that use a different party to do other shipping. But yeah, unless something changes fast, they're going to have to do it. Like if you're butted out, out of the industry, you got to still make a living. You're going to have to do it one way or another. And I think that's what you're going to see is it's probably going to be the first vinyl manufacturer that's not covered by either the people that are left or the big or Big G. So if you're out, what are you going to do? You have to go direct.
Yeah, but there's a lot of pros and cons about doing that.
Yep.
So let's just take example that somebody does that. Product X, whatever, this vendor. If there is a failure in that product, now you have to have a whole return process, a person you have to hire to investigate it, blah, 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 so on, so on. Can they handle, they probably already do that, but can they handle all of the accounts that happen versus somebody going through a distributor like our Lynn? Lynn handles most of that, takes it, and she works it and talks to the vendor to see what they can do about it. So that's just one of the little things that could happen.
Well, that and Amazon makes you have to return it no matter what. So you're going to get charged back from you start having a failure. Even if you have a bad install and it's a failure, they're going to return it no matter what. And then you're stuck with all these rolls.
Yeah, and it could add up.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally getting the benefit of the reason this hasn't happened is because UPS, FedEx, and UPS raise the rates so fast that it doesn't even make economic sense at this point. That's the benefit. Like if shipping was cheaper, they would have already gone this route. Is probably the reality of the situation, because it would be a lot easier to go direct if it was cheap to ship a 60-inch roll. It's just not. But I think you're going to see a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people leaning on UPS and FedEx that maybe already were before. I mean, we've literally made jokes about FedEx and UPS delivering your rolls, but it's going to be the future of where we're going with companies that have no other options, right? If they don't have like a good choice to go to, or it costs them $175 just to ship a roll out, they're going to pay the $50, $60 in UPS rates that are to ship a roll out. So Ben, shout out to Ben Crawford, tech here at GR. He's answering the question live for us. So look at that. Just getting things solved here. I can't read your thing from here.
Yeah, he just knew the place because Ben does a lot of 3D printing at home. He's one of those 3D nerds.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's answering questions.
Yeah, he's answering where you can get your stuff from Grand Rapids.
But
the more product that you buy from us, the more we can open up a warehouse near you.
Yeah.
Or a branch.
I agree. Buy from Wensco.
Buy from Wensco.com.
And Domingo's personal phone number if you need to put in orders.
X.
We could give them Judy's number. They could probably order through Judy.
Judy, would you like to put your number in the chats for everyone?
Yeah, put your cell number in the chat, Judy, so everybody, if they have complaints.
Judy,
and she can have her work pad where she used to take her orders.
There's only 42 people, so it won't even be that many. Write them down.
Write them down. That's the way she used to do it. That's back in the day.
Yeah, believe it or not, now you just go on the website. You can
with
order
a carbon copy.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
It's a lot easier on the web.
Yeah, we're trying our best to make it so you can order everything on the web.
Probably a lot less mistakes too.
I can tell you right now, there's a lot of customers that are on the web because we get a lot of orders, right? And I'm starting to see that a lot of people are starting to realize that you can actually create your favorites very easily. So create those favorites so that way it's easier for you.
What percentage of your orders are through a rep versus directly online? 65-ish% go through the web currently.
We don't want to say that out loud.
Well, we just did.
Dang it.
But also, he already tells everybody that we wouldn't want to tell.
Our nearest competitor is doing about 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really higher than that, really, if you take out special orders. So
yeah, it's a lot.
Percentage.
So we're trying to be really careful about what we have on our website because we know that's all the information they're getting on a product. So the last few weeks, especially, Domingo and I have spent way more time than I would like to on just the web. And all it is little verbiage. It's like when you go to order something, you need to know what I mean when I say where it is. So we're being careful about it because a lot of them they're not even, we're quote unquote losing orders currently, which is this a whole discussion on its own, but we're losing orders from people that are checking our website and it's saying we don't have it and then going elsewhere to order it. The places they're going elsewhere to order it don't show stock. So literally we're just getting punished because they're like, oh yeah, we can get it. Yeah, we also can get it for you. We're just telling you we don't physically have it here. So you may see changes. Honesty. Yeah, you may see changes on our end that says like, hey, we can get it. Okay, that's what we mean. Okay, we're not saying Wensco doesn't have it.
We're not saying pre-order.
Yeah, we're not like, Big G out there says it's in stock somewhere. We mean somewhere. We mean the plant in China, but it's there
somewhere.
They have it. It'll be here.
So Fire Sprint also asks, is it faster turnaround for web versus a rep? No, we're as fast as they come.
It's the same either way.
Yeah, either way.
Nobody faster than us when it comes to turn orders.
Yeah,
so it's what we do.
The web technically might be faster if it takes them an extra second to put it in, but as long as they get the order in before they go to bed at night or even before 3:00 a.m. the next day.
We pull everything off the web around 4:30 a.m. is when we pull. So if you order before 4:30 a.m., it's coming to you that day. If you're a daily delivery, which most people are.
There's also a disclaimer: if you don't want us to deliver a product, don't order it on the web and then get mad that we bring it the next day, because we will still bring it.
Yes, that is true.
That's a problem we've been running into. People are like, I didn't want it delivered. Be like, I went on a way to tell them that. So yeah. You also asked you talked earlier about, there's less mistakes that are made. That's the other thing is, don't call and tell us that we put the order in wrong.
Mr. Webb.
When it says Mr. Webb placed the order.
Mr. Webb placed the order.
But we're willing to help you. Just don't tell us we did it wrong. Okay.
Well, even when you call in, all our calls are recorded. Well, I didn't say that. I'm like, I can send you the recording. You clearly said that.
So just know you don't have to make up an excuse. What we're saying is either way, we'll fix the issue. Right. It doesn't make any difference at all. So just say, hey, I need this. I got the wrong product. It doesn't matter how you got it. We'll fix it.
Yeah, you can search that actually if you search Signs 101 and you search Wensco, there's a ton of stuff in there where they ordered the wrong stuff and they called Wensco and no questions asked. We just returned it and brought it out, and it's not the same for everybody else.
Yeah, a personal example. One of the times I delivered, it was that web situation is what I'm talking about. I won't say the customer's name because they yelled at me when I got there, but they ordered black 1/2-inch PVC instead of white, and then said, hey, you guys put the order in wrong. And I had the order in my hand, right? So I didn't want to say anything, but Mr. Webb placed the order. And so I just said, okay. And it was a van full, right? And we still fixed it the same day. And it wasn't our mistake. And that cost us way more time than it should have to do, because you have to drive it back, unload the van, reload the van, and then go back out again. But we'll fix it regardless of whose mistake it is. So as long as you're nice to us.
Yeah.
There's a line. But that was pretty much all the questions I had. Unless I did have the comment about we were talking about prices coming up and where they're coming from, and someone mentioned how will you know if your prices are going to increase with the tariffs? And I made the joke about there's only one way you know, because we had a company come up to us and they gave us their company name and then said we're in Arizona. Okay. The only problem was I had no clue how to pronounce the company name.
So what do we say? If there's 3 or 4 letters.
No, I said, so the exact quote I said back to him, and this was literally off the fly. I said, if they have 2 or more letters after the letter W, not made in the United States.
In other words,
W, X, Y, and Z, if there's multiples of those letters, probably not made here. It's a pretty safe guess.
Yeah, if their name contains 2 of those, W, X, Y, Z, not made in the United States.
Someone at the show responded, well, we have 2 after that. And I had to... There's only 5 letters. Can't be that many. It wasn't true. I think he just doesn't know how to count. And I only have 2 other people at the show with me, and it wasn't Steve. So you can take a guess on who the other one was. But...
What? I said that? Yes. Oh, Wensco. Yeah.
I said, we have 2. I said, one.
I was confused that we were talking about W. Like, I thought you meant like after W. I'm like, wait, Wensco. Wensco's not really a word either. It's an acronym.
But
still, what does it stand for? Western.
Western.
Western. Wholesale
Lord.
Electric Neon Supply Co. So technically it's not an acronym because those 2 letters aren't technically acronyms. So it's just a made up word. But that was all. Anyways, that was all the questions I had. Do you have anything else you guys wanted to add?
No.
We made it to the end. There's 42 people here.
Thank you all for joining us.
Appreciate you guys.
We appreciate it.
I can't believe we made it this far.
Thanks
we
for
made
your
it
support.
1 year of podcasting. We didn't miss an episode. We were only late on one, and that was a scheduling conflict. We recorded too many episodes at one time, so.
Oh, yeah.
And in backwards order.
Yeah, that was Rick's mistake. You want to apologize on air, Rick?
No.
For making that mistake?
Rick says no. Rick says no. We had 14 episodes in the log, and we got one in the wrong order.
So once again, anybody that's listening, if you got a spot at ISA that we can use or borrow for a little bit, we do need to run 4 or 5 podcasts at ISA with different people. Or if you guys could just babysit Judy. If anybody wants to raise their hand to babysit Judy during ISA, let us know too.
Yep. Scott, have a great week. Todd, we'll see you in a couple days.
Yep.
Scott, I think we won't see you in a couple days. You pawned us off.
What? Scott's not coming?
He said he's not coming. He said he doesn't like us. That's what he said. That was a direct quote.
Well, it's feelings mutual, Scott.
But Scott, if you want to bring us down to Nashville again, just let us know. We'll suffer through for a week there. Fire Sprint, we'll see you at ISA. Sounds like 2 maybe. We'll see. And Judy, thanks for hanging out with us the whole time. But that was all.
Well, thanks for everybody.
Thank you guys.
Hey, we'll see you at the open houses if you're going to be
See you
there.
at the open houses, see you at ISA, or we'll see you in the next episode.
Sign up.
Yeah, RSVP for the open house. Please.
RSVP to get the good prizes.
Come on down, Scott says. We appreciate it. So thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode. So
See ya.
See ya.
bye.